So shall we begin? So I'm going to start out with the Miss Shady Lady brush. All of the brushes I'm going to use are by MOTD Cosmetics, and I've bought them all myself, but I just love this brand. So let's go straight in with, ooh. Now you'll see I've also baked under my eyes lightly because, yeah, I don't really want to have too much in the way of fallout and have green going down my face. Oh no, this is actually the eye-catching crease brush. I was like, why is this not working properly? Because this brush is too stiff. Oh well. We have begun. Add a little bit of darkness to that and go in with Act Natural. Yeah, that's a rich colour. Then we've got a fluffier version of the eye-catching crease brush because I want to take Chances Are and go all over the lid with this because I think this colour is beautiful. There isn't really like a colour in here that I can use as an inner corner highlight, so I'll need to go in with another palette. So going back in with that original stiffer version of the eye-catching crease brush, and it's still got quite a bit of product on it, so I'm just going to take that directly under the eye. That is so nice. So I've just gone in with Act Natural again. None of these shades are patchy or anything. They're really pretty. I really like these. I'm going to go back in with Kiss My Heart, which really makes me want to have avocados. But again, I'm a millennial, so when do I not want avocado? So I'm just gonna take Sistina and use this. Ooh, just to add that tiny bit of warmth up here. It seems to have just gotten stuck in that one spot. And then the Jawbreaker palette, which you can probably tell I can't put down because I'd quite like to incorporate pink into this look. I'm actually gonna go in with Snack. Gonna have this as an inner corner highlight and also as a brow highlight. So I'm still using this liner, so this is the Colourpop liquid liner. It's actually been working pretty well. See what I mean? That's not so bad. I do notice that it starts to take a little bit away, so I want to see how it continues wearing. And then this is the BFF Volumizer Mascara, and this is why liner and lashes make such a big difference. I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and I'll be back. So this is how the look works out with the green. I know that the lips are kind of bold, but because I bought Lumiere as well, I just wanted to see exactly how well this worked throughout the day. I've noticed it lasts around about 3 hours or so. So if you're eating or drinking, doesn't last the best. I love the pigmentation of these greens, and I'm really excited to do some more looks for the rest of the week. So stick around if you want to see tutorials for those. So now obviously baking under eyes, foundation is on, palette is open, we are ready. I was kind of considering using a bit of going into the swampy colours because it's so strange because you've got all of these cool tones and then suddenly you have 3 warm tones, and I'm like, well, really when it comes to these sorts of palettes you should be able to create complete looks. You can, but they just feel a little bit disjointed in here, you know what I mean? My idea is to have something, oh, that colour is actually very cool. So I just want to do something that is kind of harsh, kind of swamp witch vibe, but also work appropriate because it's a Wednesday. So pretty much I'm just taking some Charmed on that same eye-catching crease brush. This is a smaller one. Then I want to go in above the crease very softly to create sort of like an outline up here. Since we're doing a Colourpop look, I'm actually going to take this one. So this is the double Entendre palette. It's all fairly warm, but I think if I go in with this shade here, it should be okay as our transition. How did I get green there? I don't. Of course, this one doesn't have a mirror on it, but I'm just going to take a little bit of that because I really need to, I've just got to soften this, guys, like. So I'm taking my blending bestie brush for this, and I've just taken a little bit of that product, just softening it. Now, like I normally do when it comes to testing things out, I'm really not gonna actually do a full cut crease, so I'm just gonna blend it as is. So I want to go in with All of You. Sorry, and it's like 5:30 in the morning. My sense of humor hasn't quite arrived. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, that is actually a really nice shade. That's lovely. So I've gone back in with that original brush that we used for the outside, and I'm actually taking this over most of the lid, but I also want to use this Mary Jane colour. Colourpop have really nailed all of their foiled formulas, like they've done such a good job with them. It's definitely more of a glam look. Like I'd say if you've got, oh, this would be stunning on brown eyes. Now my eyes are greeny blue. Most of this palette is suited for a cool skin tone, so it's just kind of interesting the way that they've sort of organized these, you know what I mean? Let's go in with some Mary Jane. So this is on my larger eye-catching crease brush. Ooh. Ooh. So we're going for a toxic swamp look today, which I'm high-key here for. That is like neon, you know? Then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go back in with a little bit of Charmed. So I'm gonna try and take a light hand. This All of You color, that's so nice. I kind of want to add a little bit more. So I want that green to be like super obvious. Okay. I'm gonna do my liner and everything else, and I'll be right back. So then this is look 2 using the Just My Luck palette. So I really like the sort of toxic swamp vibes that this gives. Like I said, it still feels like those 3 colors, they don't quite match, but I'm excited to see what we come up with tomorrow as well. So my challenge today is doing a very fast look with this because I have to head to work at like 6:20 if at all possible for this one here. So this is called Mobamba. Mobamba just makes me think of La Bamba. So I'm gonna apply this. Ooh, that's a pretty green actually, but this is looking incredibly matte to me. I'm gonna be kind of boring and do a very similar look to what I did before, just with these different greens. And by the way, I'm using the eye-catching crease brush, but the smaller version of it, once again, just because it's still green. Because I stopped sending emails at 10 o'clock last night and I was so tired from a long day at work that I didn't want to wash my makeup brushes. I'm sorry, I only got home at 7:15. And I also apologise if you can hear the rain. Kept me up for a majority of the night. So I want to go in with Big Banks. I'm actually wanting to take this all over the lid. Sorry, this is the exact colour of one of my school uniforms, and I'm like getting flashbacks of middle school. I'm like, oh god. At least I use cotton. When I moved to New Zealand, one of the weirdest things to me was like the fabrics that they use here. God, they're so itchy and just awful. Whereas I was so used to just cotton. But the problem is, there's not really a highlight shade that I can use here. Because I'm thinking I might try to go in with Chances Are and lighten up on the inner corner and also just sort of soften this area here. Let's just see how it goes on the inner corner. Just layering this on top. Nah, that's not gonna work. I really wish that they had like a super light frosty green, you know? Yeah, that's not gonna work. So because I think I'll use Jeffree for that highlight like I did yesterday, I used the Jawbreaker palette. I used the colour Jawbreaker and it just turned out beautifully. But for now I'm going to go with Mobamba. I must be really uncultured because I do not understand that name one bit. And I'll just take a little bit more of Big Banks. Then I'm just going to blend out this edge using my blending bestie brush. There's barely any product on here. I just want to make sure it's all very nice and soft. Like, just to make it even darker. You know what I mean? I feel like this area in particular can make a real banana, closed banana look. Sorry, I always reference like Makeup Geek's techniques because she basically taught me how to apply eyeshadow when I was learning in 2009. Okay, that looks better to me. I think you really need that depth. And so this is the final look using the Just My Luck palette. I've got to say, like, it was so fast and easy to do, and the thing that is a bit annoying to me right now is Big Banks, which I'm assuming is about dollars. It's not the most shimmery. I think that the formula for Mary Jane is amazing, same as All of You. So those ones are really, really good. But when it comes to Big Banks, it's not really all that shimmery shiny. I was expecting more from it, basically. But yeah, this is how look number 3 is looking. Very simple. I wish they got rid of this color and had something frosty and light green. It's so similar, but when you actually look at it in different lights, like, you can see that that is more of a warm tone version of it, but it barely stands out all that much, so I don't know. But anyway, that's just my opinion on it. Now that you lovelies have seen my 3 looks, it's time for my final thoughts. Do I think this palette is worth it? Yes. It is cheap, it is vegan, it is cruelty free, and the pigmentation in these shades is amazing. I think that they should have thought about the colour story a bit more. It does feel a little bit disjointed and kind of like an incomplete palette. You do have to mix other palettes in with it, but the quality of these shades is so good. Especially things like Mary Jane and All of You. I think that 50/50 and Big Banks could just go out the window, but overall, the price and the mirror quality, everything, 100% would recommend.